Okay. Sayang, do me a favor, sayang. You go that side. You know why? I'm going to sit here. Then saya takut. I don't have COVID, but I got fever. This one flu. Yeah. Okay. Can understand? Because why I understand. You also that side, please. I'm looking at this side. You all are very near. Okay, sit there. Okay. Logan tak very far. Okay. That fellow is so noisy. For all of you, we must know. Okay, now pakatan. How many pakatan ada? 2, pakatan tengah dan juga pakatan apa sayang? Bertiga. Pakatan tengah is who? Peserta bertiga kita ada Britain, Prancis, Russia disertai oleh Serbia, Romania, Portugal dan Greece. What you have to do? Ambil 3 saja cukup. Can you understand? So, Chin, tell me what are the 3 countries for peserta tengah? German, Austria-Hungary. Okay. Logan untuk bertiga.
Prancis,
Okay.
British, Portugal, Serbia, Russia, Romania.
Alright, very good. Okay, now kita pernah belajar. Cikgu beritahu kepada anda, siapa telah dibunuh? Archduke telah dibunuh. Correct or not? So bila Archduke telah dibunuh, who was not happy? Penduduk terdapat puas hati. I cannot do it from there. I'm going to knock your head. What I told you. Lord Danisha, please help me. I got 4 manko here who never study. Yeah. Hiromi?
Yes.
Austria-Hungary punya pewaris takhta telah dibunuh. So siapa tidak puas hati sayang? Siapa marah? Oh, the isteri dan dia.
Teacher, can you repeat?
Apa sayang?
Can you repeat? I cannot hear just now.
Austria-Hungary punya pewaris takhta telah dibunuh. So siapa marah dan siapa tidak puas hati?
Austria.
Semua hantu saya minggu lepas beritahu cerita, satu hantu pun tak ingat. Betul lah? Ayo, God, please help me, God. I got all the mangkuk fellas with me. Hey, shut up lah. I told you the story. Then only you know the perkaitan. Kalau tak ada, you tak ada perkaitan. Now, Austria-Hungary, Archduke is a close friend of pemerintah Jerman, Kaiser William. So, bila mereka bunuh Archduke, Kaiser William got very angry. That's why he supported siapa? Tuh, saya pergi tandas dulu. sekarang siapa berita siapa marah? Jerman marah. Okay, tengok sini. I'm going to write for you and you're going to write it down in your notes. Mangkuk punya pedas. Okay. Austria-Hungary bersama dengan Jerman. Because dia punya yang ni telah dibunuh. Correct or not? Mereka ingin serang siapa? Serbia. So Serbia pula meminta bantuan siapa?
British.
Rusia dan juga Perancis. Betul kan? So bila mereka dapati Rusia dan Perancis tolong, so Jerman bertindak serang siapa? Dia serang Rusia, kemudian dia menyerang Perancis. Correct or not? So pada masa ini semasa serang dia mencerobos siapa?
Belgium.
Memasuki Belgium. So bila dia masuki Belgium, siapa tidak puas hati? Britain tidak puas hati. Betul kan? So Britain sertai siapa? Rusia dan Perancis. Betul kan? Adik, betul kan? Okay, tuliskan. So Austria-Hungary dengan Jerman marah, mereka ingin menyerang Serbia. So Serbia pula mula mendapatkan bantuan daripada Rusia dan Perancis. Memandangkan Jerman nak tolong, Jerman tengok Perancis dengan Rusia ditolong, mereka serang Rusia dengan Perancis. And tanpa mengetahui mereka telah memasuki Belgium. Keadaan ini menyebabkan Britain marah, tidak puas hati dan mereka sertai Rusia dan Perancis dalam perang. Betul kan sayang? Okey, tuliskan. Sudah? Okey. Online sudah tulis sayang?
Yes.
Okey, tuliskan cepat. Okey, nak. So, peristiwa Perang Dunia Pertama pada 28 Julai 1914, Austria-Hungary dengan sokongan Jerman telah menyerang Serbia. So, Serbia mula meminta bantuan dari siapa? Rusia dan Perancis. So, dengan ini Rusia bertindak memberi bantuan ketenteraan kepada Serbia. So, bila dia beri bantuan, siapa marah? Jerman marah. So, Jerman mengisytiharkan perang terhadap Rusia. So kemudian dia juga dapat tahu bahawa Perancis pun tolong. Betul tak sayang? So dengan ini Jerman mengisytiharkan perang terhadap Perancis yang membelahi Rusia. And then mereka menceroboh Belgium. Belgium adalah negara penampan which is opposite with England ataupun Britain. So Britain menyertai Rusia dan Perancis. Mereka memenangi Jepun dan menceroboh siapa? Mereka memerangi Jerman yang menceroboh Belgium. Nah, kemudian what happened? Oktober 1914, Uthmania pula menyertai peperangan dengan kuasa tengah. Siapa kuasa tengah? Jerman lah. Okay, tulis dalam kurungan. So mereka join dengan Jerman. Boleh faham tak? Can I? Okay, then you see the second one. Okay. Now, what happened then? Okay. Nah, kemudian Itali pula menyertai siapa sayang? Perancis, Belgium dan Rusia. So Italy, it's a lalang. You know why? World War I, they will be under Pakatan Bertiga. World War II, they will be joining Germany because they tak puas hati dengan perjanjian Versailles. Can you understand?
Now, yeah, we quarter Bertiga, right?
Bertiga is the Britain side. Okay, so Italy join dengan Pakatan Bertiga, and then siapa join? Amerika Syarikat also join dengan Pakatan Bertiga, and akhirnya membawa kepada apa? Pakatan Bertiga menang, and mereka menandatangani apa sayang? Yes, menandatangani gencatan senjata. And kita ada beberapa perjanjian.
Gencatan.
Gencatan senjata is putting down the weapons. Meletak senjata. They won't go for war. Di sebelah baru nak masuk kah? Cannot turn. Saya semakin tua lah. Okay. Can understand guys? Kena? So, penglibatan Amerika Syarikat pada tahun 1918 telah membawa kepada kejayaan Pakatan Bertiga. Akhirnya mereka menandatangani gencatan senjata. Gencatan senjata ni sebelum war. Okay? And then beberapa siri perjanjian dan perdamaian diadakan selepas perang tamat. And siapa muncul sebagai kuasa dunia sekarang? Amerika Syarikat menjadi kuasa dunia selepas Perang Dunia Pertama. Why? Who was the kuasa dunia sebelum Perang Dunia Cina? Who was the kuasa dunia sebelum Perang Dunia Pertama? Britain. You know why? Britain was controlling 54 world countries. Sedikit kah? Mana? If 54 means so half of the world they conquered saya. Okay? And then selepas Perang Dunia Pertama, you know what happened? They started tangani perjanjian dan mereka slowly melepaskan tanah jajahan. And Britain, they were too much depending on tanah jajahan, especially Africa and Tanah Melayu. Okay, Africa, India, Sri Lanka, all the government yang memberi hasil kepada mereka. After World War I, partially of South Africa was let go. You understand? After World War II, India keluar, Sri Lanka keluar. You understand? So bila mereka lepaskan, what happened? They are depending on tanah jajahan. Like us, they were depending on Geta and Vijay Timah. So kalau kita tak ada, kita ingat Geta and Vijay Timah. Tak boleh. Sama lah. The best diamonds, the best emerald, all from Africa. So they were selling it, trading it. Now after slowly all these join jatuh, kuasa mereka sebagai pusat, kuasa perdagangan nombor. So who take over? Amerika Syarikat. Boleh faham? Not only America, dalam buku teks anda tak ada, section Japan. This era, China is nothing. The superpower was America and Japan. That's why Japan was so strong until they were competing with Japan, America. That's why they joined the war in World War II. You understand? Because what China doing today? China is they are trying to conquer all the half of the world. Correct? Not say that. Actually, they already conquered. It's not a lie. They already done it. Correct? So same. Japan also did the same. Okay. Online, faham? Satu ekor kuda.
Faham, teacher.
Okay, sayang. Rafiq, you're back, darling. I just want to ask you, are you okay with the Thursday class? Kalau cikgu mulakan Thursday class, would you be joining the class?
Thursday
Face to
class
face?
at the tuition center or
In the
online?
center, sayang.
Oh, I can do that.
And
Maybe.
right, because I was thinking like I want to see all in the center already lah, because I'll be starting the class next week. This week sayang. Tapi you punya masa ya sembahyang tarawih pukul berapa sayang?
My travel is around 9:30.
9:30. Okay, kalau kita punya kelas kan 6:30 until our class is 6:30 until 8, right?
Yeah.
How you want to pray? Kalau you nak pray, would you can you pray there or makan kat situ, berbuka kat situ boleh sekejap?
Boleh juga. Berbuka, we can just like drink water.
You ask mommy, if she say okay, then we can start the class this week.
Okay, 6:30 to 8, right?
Yes, sayang, 6:30 to 8. You ask mommy first,
Alright.
let me know. Also go to
Yeah.
Hiromi, sayang, you let me know. Hiromi, mana itu budak?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Hey, you got any other friends I want to join? Please call your friends to join. Semua call your friends to join. Nobody want to join my class lah. Yeah, no.
But sorry, but yeah.
They got so many people.
Yeah, Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah.
Here, right?
Yeah, so many people lah.
More than 30, right?
People got 60 in the class lah. See, my form one, you know how many? Your brother, cousin. That's form two. Rakesh, I got 3 only. 3 or 4 only. And then from 3, I got around, all drop, you know. Last time your batch, you know how many students are. So please, invite your friends. Hey, Kota Damansara, I got class, you know the thing. Tell your friends.
Kota Damansara.
Kota Damansara, you know Nexus or not?
Yeah.
Sunway Nexus, you don't know.
I know.
There, my center is there only. I'm doing with Mr. Das. You know Mr. Das, right? Admits teacher. You're joining Mr. Das class, no? Okay, he's a place like teaching there. So please, it's only 2 minutes walk from Nexus. Opposite Nexus, there's a Yonex badminton shop there. On top of it. Please, tolong. I'll be happy. Ramai kena join, ramai. Okay, now. Alright, now. Siapa join tadi cikgu cakap? Okay, alright then. Okay, now after the World War sayang, what happened? Mereka terpaksa membuat perjanjian damai. You know what is perjanjian damai or not? They want to peace. Alright, no more war. Okay, so persidangan damai ini diadakan di Paris. Because why? They want to settle the problem. When the war ended, both of them are still not happy. So they want to make a peace agreement. So the peace agreement inilah dikenali sebagai persidangan damai Paris. Okay, just now I told you who's the superpower after World War I?
Yeah.
America, US, correct or not? So they are the one who lead the meeting. They was the pengaman dua-dua. So President America Woodrow Wilson was the pengerusi. You understand? And he's the one telah mengeluarkan deklarasi 14 perkara Woodrow Wilson. Boleh faham saya? Ya. Okay. Pada 18 Januari 1919 bagi membincangkan syarat perdamaian selepas perang, syarat ini memastikan Jerman tidak lagi menjadi ancaman keamanan dunia. Boleh faham? Okey, nah persidangan ini melahirkan deklarasi 14 perkara Woodrow Wilson, iaitu cadangan Presiden Amerika sebagai asas perdamaian. You see, apa yang dikatakan oleh Woodrow Wilson? Okay. World War ended. When World War ended, sayang, dulu you must understand, I think I have told you all this one. Before World War I, our world map is not like this. It's not this color. What I told you. Can somebody hear? It was based on empire. Britain all one color, Russia one color, France one color, almost around 7 colors. Can you understand? So bila Perang Dunia Pertama tamat, okay, let's say I am German, you all are under me, you all are tanah jajahan saya. Okay, sekarang saya sudah kalah. Okay, bila saya kalah, do you think I will take care of you, or I say you take care of yourself? I want to take care of myself. I will say you take care of yourself. I have to selamatkan diri saya. Correct or not? So ini yang berlaku kepada negara-negara kat situ. What happened adalah bila Jerman, Russia, Austria, Hungary semua kalah, mereka cannot take care of the negara jajahan. So what will happen to you all? You don't know, correct or not? You're stranded, correct or not? Sebab itulah Woodrow Wilson telah membawa kepada deklarasi 14 perkara Woodrow Wilson. He said, penentuan nasib negara oleh rakyat sendiri. Rakyat, you determine your country. Let's say both of you menggunakan bahasa Cina, you form negara Cina. Both of you menggunakan bahasa Melayu, you form negara sendiri. Can you understand? So you menjadi bangsa Cina, you menjadi bangsa Melayu, you menjadi bangsa Iran or something. Can you understand? So that's why apa yang berlaku deklarasi ini panas ke? Sangat panas. Okay. Madam, come here. You take the I cannot, you are my helper today. So take the remote, you keep it there. Kalau panas, cikgu akan beritahu, you on kan. Can I, darling? Okay, on kan, darling. This one is a big gangster. See? Okay, now, so deklarasi ini merangkumi dua prinsip. Prinsip yang pertama adalah penentuan nasib oleh rakyat sendiri, and nombor dua, sempadan negara berasaskan apa sayang? Bangsa. Boleh faham tak? Alright. So, cikgu ulang balik. Apa itu perdamaian persidangan damai Paris slogan?
Membincangkan syarat perdamaian selepas.
Yeah, so mereka membincangkan syarat perdamaian. So syarat perdamaian ini selepas perjanjian so that Jerman tidak menjadi ancaman kepada negara lain. Correct or not? So dalam masa ini ia membawa kepada deklarasi 14 perkara Woodrow Wilson yang menjadi cadangan daripada siapa? Presiden Amerika Syarikat. Beliau mengatakan dua prinsip. Penentuan nasib oleh rakyat sendiri, sempadan negara berasaskan bangsa. So your job now, write it down. Apa you write it down? Persidangan damai Paris membincangkan syarat agar Jerman tidak menjadi ancaman, melahirkan deklarasi 14 perkara yang ada dua prinsip iaitu 1 and 2. Siapa mau tulis?
This perjanjian, right? Between which countries? German, America Syarikat.
Britain, France, Russia and German. It's actually whoever involved in the war. Amerika also terlibat dalam sini. Can you understand? Later mereka akan menandatangani perjanjian Versailles. Versailles is between the three countries plus Germany. This one, all the countries who involved in the war.
Teacher, the Woodrow Wilson was the president, right?
Yes, President America. And pada masa ini, President Britain was Roosevelt. Online, tuliskan apa yang cikgu dah highlight.
Yes.
Okay, darling.
Cikgu, what time we end?
Cikgu end today 9:30 sayang. Why, darling?
No, just asking.
9:30. I started 8 o'clock, right? I end 9:30 today. Hey, Ara Damansara is very far. No, from here. Is it Ara Damansara and Kota Damansara nearby? Apa pun kita ini? Kita hidup dalam masyarakat. Slide is very far. Darling, where you stay? Hatta Masrai. Where you? Damansara, Damansara. Bukan Damansara.
Yeah, okay.
Cikgu, I might leave a bit early.
Okay, sayang, no problem. I'm recording later. I'll send you in the group, yeah?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Please remind me. Cikgu lupa. Where you going, Irumi?
Yeah.
Okay, sudah? Done? Alright, very good. So finally, Kamlesh, explain to me what is persidangan damai.
Membincangkan syarat perdamaian selepas perang. Dan syarat ini bagi memastikan Jerman tidak lagi menjadi ancaman kepada negara. Ancaman keamanan di Eropah. Di persidangan ini
Akhiri dengan
deklarasi 14 perkara Woodrow Wilson.
very good.
Iaitu cadangan dari Presiden Amerika Syarikat sebagai asas perdamaian. Deklarasi berarti dua utama iaitu penentuan nasib negara oleh rakyat sendiri dan sempadan negara berasaskan bangsa.
Okay, boleh faham? Guys, please watch out. It's spreading the not Israel. Okay, I got the second wave is coming. Another wave is turning back. Huh? You school lah? Ada pavila. Sorry ya saya. School take that. School close. I will slap you. I have to finish up my exam. My this one.
School but kids in the one class one day in the whole school.
Yes.
No lah.
School near in my kawasan studying summer. Got 11 teachers and I think 40 students quarantine. But it's class 2 going on.
I know my friend, you know Chibi Shanti, the geography teacher? Her school also last time got it. They just quarantine the pelajar class soldiers. And then another pelajar. And now it's back to normal again. So you know, be careful. Hey, I'm not got COVID anything. I just got flu. Okay, because why? 3-4 days I'm non-stop. Hey, tomorrow is New Year, Indian New Year. So I'm cleaning the house. Mr. Buna is not helping me. So I'm doing alone. So all the dust, so I couldn't. Okay, now. I got one Daisy husband. Okay, now this one done. Sudah kan? Okay, alright. So now we are going down to Perjanjian Versailles. Now Versailles sayang, after rundingan damai, now they make an agreement. Okay, the agreement because rundingan damai, you already told German, you have to follow this, but do you think German will follow or not? No, so that's why they put agreement. Alright, so dalam agreement itu anda boleh nampak. Okay, now, so apa yang diberitahu dalam perjanjian tersebut? Perjanjian Versailles antara pakatan tiga. Siapa tiga pakatan ini? Russia, Britain, Perancis, and juga dengan Jerman. So syarat Jerman adalah satu, Jerman kena bertanggungjawab terhadap perang. Okay, because why? They are the one started the war. They are the one go into Belgium. Correct or not? Now second, mereka kena bayar pampasan kepada pakatan bertiga. Mereka juga mesti menghadkan saiz tentera. And then menyerahkan wilayah dan tanah jajahan kepada pakatan bertiga. Apa saya? Pampasan compensation. Okay, and then membawa kepada penubuhan Liga Bangsa-Bangsa. Cikgu ulang, perjanjian Versailles ini ditandatangani antara pakatan tiga dengan Jerman. So why they do that? So that German will be controlled, right? So first, mereka kata German, you are the one started the war. Okay, can you understand? Who is the leader of the perjanjian ini? America. Okay, because when they are signing, our friend is the middle person lah. So dia kata, German, you take the, okay. Now, this one is not in your buku text. Okay, please listen. Online listen, please. Okay, why Amerika bertindak demikian? Pada masa ini, Amerika sudah menjadi kuasa dunia. Can you understand? Money is with them. They are the one holding pasaran dunia pada masa itu. And then, as I told you, Britain sudah habis lah. Okay, now how America can bring German and mengatakan German, you do this, Britain, you do this, because why? When German say, I have no money, I also finish the war, correct or not? So America kata, don't worry German, saya akan pinjamkan duit, later you boleh balik kepada saya. Can you understand? So German was guaranteed by America that America will pinjam duit kepada German untuk membayar pampasan. Can you understand? So this is not in your buku text. That's why a lot of people will confuse. How can this fellow agree and everything, right? Because Amerika menjadi ketua and dia sudah berjanji that they will help them to pay the debts. That's why Jerman say, okay lah, you kata debts, saya kena bayar, saya boleh pinjam daripada Amerika. But later what happened? After World War I, world crisis happened. The recession. Recession time was very bad. Amerika sendiri tak boleh dia beri pinjaman kepada Jerman. That's why World War II started. Can you understand? Cerita ni tadi dalam cerita lagi mudah.
Jadi menyerahkan nilai Jerman part of everything to
Jerman ada di punya tanah jajahan. So dia kena serahkan kepada kuasa bertiga. Partially lah, not everything, but bahagian tanah, because German last time they invaded what? Baru dia dapat tanah. So now they want to pulang tanah. They call it the Rhine. The Pulau Rhine and everything, they can beri balik. That's why they was not happy. Okay, faham? Alright, so Jerman dikendaki bertanggungjawab terhadap kemusnahan perang. Nombor dua, mereka juga perlu membayar pampasan kepada pakatan bertiga. Mereka juga menghadkan saiz angkatan tentera dan menyerahkan wilayah jajahan kepada pakatan bertiga. And membawa kepada penubuhan Liga Bangsa-Bangsa untuk menggalakkan keamanan dan kerjasama antara bangsa. Okay, Pena, next week, you see who's here? Rafi, okay, Rafi, Hiromi will be, you go back to my normal class. Mishan and Hari. Okay. If everything is okay, next week we start the class 7:30. I'll let you all know. Okay, because there's no Muslim students, everybody is gone. I only got Rafi. Rafi is I'm doing Thursday class with him. So I can go back 7:30, then you all can come. So
I think Katrina was supposed to join today.
Katrina will be going back 3 p.m. Because today she's supposed to join, but she's going back next class she'll be starting at 2. Okay, boleh? You see how I'll let you all know. Huh? Okay, because I also balik lambat lah. Okay, now can you all understand this one? And finally, ada penubuhan Liga Bangsa-Bangsa. What is Liga Bangsa-Bangsa? Yes, ataupun dikenali sebagai PBB. What is PBB? Pertubuhan Bangsa-Bangsa Bersatu. Okay, boleh faham? So, cikgu, who can ulang this one for me? Hari ini, tell me, siapa tanda tangani perjanjian Versailles? And also German. So apa syarat dia? What is the syarat?
Jerman perlu bertanggungjawab terhadap kemusnahan akibat perang.
Okay.
Membayar pampasan kepada Pakatan Bertiga.
Okay.
Menghadkan saiz Angkatan Tentera dan menyerahkan wilayah dan tanah jarahan kepada Pakatan Bertiga.
Okay. After this perjanjian, apa yang mereka tubuhkan?
Liga Bangsa-Bangsa.
Okay. Tugas dia adalah untuk apa?
Menggalakkan keamanan dan kerjasama antara bangsa.
But what happened? After World War I, Liga Bangsa-Bangsa ini akan dihapuskan, diganti dengan after World War II. Because Liga Bangsa-Bangsa sepatut menjaga keamanan. But it comes to World War II. So after World War II, mereka kegantikan Liga Bangsa-Bangsa menjadi United Nations ataupun menjadi PBB. Boleh faham? So salin cepat. Perjanjian Versailles antara Pakatan Bertiga dengan Jerman. Syarat dia pilih 3. Membayar pampasan, menghadkan saiz tentera, menyerahkan wilayah kepada Pakatan Bertiga, membawa kepada penubuhan Liga Bangsa-Bangsa.
The one who started that, is it technically Serbia?
Which one saya?
The one who started the war, you said not German started out, right? Is it Serbia? Because they are refused.
Serbia is more to their own problem saya. But German memasuki negara lain. That was the time they were very angry. Yeah?
Because they entered Belgium. Not because of the
No. Actually, memang daripada dulu Britain dengan Britain ni memang tak suka Jerman. So this point of time apa yang berlaku adalah Jerman sedang meluaskan kuasa. Jerman, as I told you, they are the superpower. Right? So they don't like kuasa lain menjadi lebih besar daripada dia. So they were like even they also drag America Syarikat inside. Why? What happened? They claim to America that whatever kapal Amerika yang masuk perairan di Britain, Jerman yang serang. So they actually like what to say, cucuk Amerika untuk join the war.
whatever kapal yang masuk Jerman, British.
Actually diserang oleh Britain sendiri. So they want to make sure that everybody go against German. German was becoming very strong saya.
Who said that? The one that
Britain.
kapal.
Britain, Amerika punya kapal ni berdagang pergi ke Britain. So semasa dia pergi ke Britain, German, so actually German tak serang. So it was the story was
British said that German serang.
So that's why they bring America also in the war. America is involved, and America is very strong that time. It's already they already got the independence, and they also got their superpower countries and everything. All they are going. Congress is very strong there, so that's why they want them to come because America was controlled by who last time?
British.
British. So he used to be under Britain, correct? Okay, sudah yang ini. Hiromi sudah, Rafi sudah tulis sayang.
Dah,
Yes.
teacher.
Okay, very good. So now we go back to another one. Okay, this one. Kesan Perang Dunia Pertama. Okay, can you all understand until now? Boleh? Okay, very good. Now, bila kakak offkan. Thank you. I'm sorry, this fella is very pain. So, bila sejuk dia jadi lagi sakit. I have to go. Okay, kesan Perang Dunia Pertama. Now, after Perang Dunia Pertama, there are three very major impact. Satu, keruntuhan pemerintahan beraja. Okay, France pemerintahan beraja, Jerman pemerintahan beraja, Russia pemerintahan beraja, Turki Uthmania was under beraja. After the World War, all of them dihapuskan. You understand? Semua berpecah, mereka go against pemerintahan beraja. Okay, another one dalam cerita kita tak ada, because this time era is actually kewujudan golongan sosialis. You know what is socialism? Tenaga buruh, factory and everything. They also was going against in the World War time. They also was fighting for. That's why we got fascism and Nazism. So tapi there's a lot of things not in your book text. I don't want to carry on, but it also because of tenaga buruh, pekerja-pekerja yang tidak diberi, because the monarch system they take over everything, and also they only is the bangsawan and the monarch system controlling the country. So people are not happy. You understand? So that's why mereka pecahkan sistem pemerintahan beraja dan diganti dengan sistem republik, raja berperlembagaan dan sebagainya. Alright? And then kita ada kemunculan negara baru. Just now I told you, right? I'm German, you all are negara lain. So now bila negara-negara yang kalah dilepaskan tanah jajahan, everybody start to have their own country. Contohnya, daripada pecahan Turki Uthmania, kita ada Syria, Lebanon, Iraq. Daripada pecahan daripada Russia, kita ada Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. Can you understand? Ini semua berpecah. And finally, what was the impact kepada negara kita? This era, we were influenced by who? World War I. We were influenced, World War I. Negara kita, rakyat negara kita dipengaruhi oleh siapa? Nasionalisme, negara kita dipengaruhi oleh siapa? Saya ambil rotan, Cik ambil rotan ke sana? Rotan begitu. Pasal santai. Oi, nasionalisme sebelum Perang Dunia, kita dipengaruhi oleh siapa? No, darling. We were influenced by Turki Uthmania. Tok Janggut. So we were supporting who? Empire Turkey, correct or not? Empire Turkey is against Britain, correct or not? So that's why after the World War, raja-raja telah diminta untuk menandatangani perjanjian untuk menunjukkan kesetiaan kepada Britain. And they also give power kepada Suruhanjaya, Pesuruhjaya Tinggi British to take the country under military rule if necessary. Can you understand? Dan ekonomi negara kita juga telah dieksploitasi untuk kepentingan perang Britain. Can you understand? Boleh faham? So ini yang berikutnya kita akan belajar, iaitu apa sayang? Perang Dunia Pertama. Okay. Sudah. Duduk situ dekat.
Teacher,
Yes, darling.
I have to go now.
Okay, sayang. No worries.
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye. Ayuh, I don't want to bangun. Saya tidak bangun. Yeah, not yet send you all Bapri, yeah. But I already give you all this one, right? Nota already give it to you all, right?
I not check get teacher.
Who's belum dapat Mishana?
Yeah,
Last week you came, you didn't get right.
yeah.
Okay, when you're coming to class again?
Next week.
Then I can pass it to you the notes, yeah?
Okay, teacher.
Okay. Two minutes, Ayo. Why lama? Sekolah dah mula bab di perang dunia kedua. Dah habis ah. Logan? Oh, Logan is bab pertama. Still bab pertama. No.
Itu bab pertama.
That book, the another two teacher, Cikgu Jainab and everything, your school also. Only Nora Fuad is your school lah.
No,
Arbaya, her name is Nora Fuad.
really?
That's her. She's a novelist. She's writing novels now. So our friends, huh?
So big, right?
Yeah. Oh, unfortunately, I opened my mouth to you already. Don't ever tell anybody. I also got her novel, you know. I saw her novel.
It's already.
What is this slogan? You're not updated lah. Don't know anything about your school. See, I know. Logan must be thinking, this old lady, I heard Mr. This one, what's his name? Bhaskar is in Puchong school.
Yeah.
He's happy lah there.
I don't know. Everybody very sad.
Huh?
Everybody very sad.
Actually, very good fun. Teacher. But why you want to go, huh? Maybe he's not happy lah. I heard you got a new teacher, right?
No. No, new teacher. Maybe you got that, but I don't know.
You going to school or not?
Only stay within the class. How stay within the new teacher, right?
What is that?
Only stay within the class.
One of my friend's son came to your school, you know.
In the village.
Vinesh, you know Vinesh, right? There's another Form 1 boy. There's a one Form 1 boy, but he left left already. He cannot teach your school. He got MRSM. So he went to MRSM. He got MRSM Arau. Police. Because he is actually from Penang. What happened? They are asking for your school because he's in ASK class. They were asking for ASK. Your Guru Prasad said cannot. Okay. Your Guru Prasad said sudah full.
I think because now Form 1 class now 40 students.
Oh, what I did now? See lah, I go and double click. Okay, all right, okay. Finally, I got it. Oh yes, 40 students. I heard Hartamas also got Form 1 class is 40, 45 students. Your brother not even. Sadat, 40 students. Oh, what must sign all together, right? What's your brother's name? Oh. Okay, now. 40 students in one class. Okay. All right, now keruntuhan pemerintahan beraja. As I told you just now, sistem beraja akan dijatuhkan. Okay, how? Tengok kat sini. Perang Dunia Pertama menamatkan sistem pemerintahan beraja di mana? Jerman, Austria-Hungary, Rusia dan juga Empire Turki Uthmaniyah, Kerajaan Republik. This is actually Jerman. Okay, Jerman ini pemerintah dia adalah Kaiser William ke-2 telah terpaksa turun takhta dan mendapatkan perlindungan di Belanda. So Jerman membentuk kerajaan republik. Can you understand sayang? Boleh faham? So Jerman, pemerintah dia adalah Kaiser William ke-2 terpaksa turun daripada takhta. Kemudian what happened sayang? dia mendapatkan perlindungan di mana? Belanda. And Empire Austria-Hungary di bawah pimpinan dinasti Habsburg telah berakhir. Revolusi juga tercetus di Rusia, whereby pemerintahan Tsar Nicholas II dijatuhkan. Mereka mewujudkan kerajaan komunis di bawah Lenin di Rusia. Okay, Stalin, Lenin and everything. There was already started the communism. Okay, and then Empire Ottomania juga di bawah pemimpinan Sultan Mehmed ke-6 digulingkan dan Turki bercorak republik di bawah Mustafa Kemal Atatürk. Okay, so ini menampakkan apa sayang? Apa yang berlaku? Kita punya pemerintahan beraja runtuh. Di mana Jerman, Austria-Hungary, Rusia dan juga Ottomania. Semua adalah pihak apa? Ini sahaja pihak bertiga. Jerman, Austria-Hungary, Ottomania adalah Pakatan Tengah. You understand? So, Jerman what happened? Kaiser William terpaksa turun daripada takhta dan mendapatkan politik di mana? Belanda. And then Austria-Hungary what happened? Dinasti Habsburg berakhir. Revolusi tercetus di Rusia di bawah pemerintahan Tsar. Okay, Nicholas telah digulingkan, diganti dengan apa? Negara komunis di bawah kita punya Lenin. And finally kita ada Ottomania. Di bawah Sultan Mehmed ke-7 telah digulingkan, 6 digulingkan dan kerajaan Turki bercorak republik dibentuk di bawah Sultan Kemal Atatürk. Boleh faham? Can? Hari, can understand? Hari very quiet again.
Yes, sir.
Can. Okay, explain to me keruntuhan pemerintahan beraja sayang. Hari, you're in what school lah? St. Michael lah?
ACS, sir.
Oh, ACS. Okay. Alright. So, explain sayang keruntuhan.
Pada Perang Dunia I telah menamatkan sistem pemerintahan beraja di Jerman, Austria-Hungary, Rusia dan Empire Ottomania. Dan kerajaan republik didirikan apabila Kaiser William II terpaksa turun takhta dan mendapatkan perlindungan politik di Belanda.
Alright. So,
Empire Austria-Hungary di bawah dinasti Habsburg berakhir. Revolusi yang tercetus di Rusia menumbangkan pemerintahan Tsar Nicholas II.
Very good. And finally, Ottomania what happened sayang?
Empire Ottomania Sultan Mehmed ke-6 digulingkan dan kerajaan Turki yang bercorak republik diketuai oleh Mustafa Kemal Atatürk.
Alright. Okay, your guru besar is Mr. John Sinia.
Yes, sir.
Oh, still Mr. John Sinia. Do you know recently there's one very famous man meninggal dunia?
Not sure, sir.
Huh? You don't know?
Not sure, sir.
There's one, I forget, Mr. Subramaniam. Mr. Subramaniam, one of the famous, you all know? Balasubramaniam. Oh, the
Master, right?
yes, a very, very famous man. You don't know, darling? Hari, from your school,
No.
yeah.
No, sir.
From ACS, then he was he was the first pioneer for MCKK, and he was posted in St. Michael's School. Yes, I am, because his brother is the owner of RNS pharmacy in Ipoh. Mr. Balasubramanian's brother.
My grandfather.
Oh yes, okay, he's a very famous man. The ACS is his name is that. Why I know? Because ACS is like my another school. Okay, alright. So yang ini faham, boleh faham? Okay, apa yang cikgu ajar? Kita ada keruntuhan pemerintahan beraja berakhir di Jerman, Austria, Rusia dan juga Turki Ottomania. So yang ini pilih dua. Maybe kita ambil Kaiser William dan Empire Habsburg. And also kita boleh ambil Turki Ottomania. So tolong salin yang ini cepat dalam buku anda. Sudah salin?
So after the Perang Dunia, the dynasty Habsburg berakhir.
Yes, correct. Sir. Dynasty means always pemerintahan beraja. Okay. Sudahkah? Cepat tulis. Hey, your school exam until before. Then Mangko already finished until 4.
Oh, they have
See, and then I have to do my own nota, teacher. Her handwriting, oh my God, worse like Kavya's handwriting, And then the entire block, I think this page 57 should be in one paper like that. One page, right? The nice no bahasa for dinner from my place. I have like that.
The teacher can do like that.
What's good? One good, exactly one good. Because like a lot of answer paper, like especially very simple for us to answer paper. That should be useful. Most parents do that structure. She not explaining anything to do that. That's it.
Weird, like your school used to be a very good school, now all are mental ready.
The Chinese teacher very good. But the Chinese one found. Oh yeah, very good. But then they left it to the classes where the peer physical
She got me, she got me.
all good.
Yeah, she got me informed. When she really got me, she give a lot of exercise. But then she can understand what she did.
But you know,
Yours, who's your teacher, sayang? Sejarah. Cikgu Roswada. Okay, sudah? Okay? Okay. Alright, so now we go down to this one. Alright. Okay, this one, this one I managed to take it out. Okay, this is kejatuhan. Kita punya what they call pembentukan negara baru. Correct or not? Nah, ada pembentukan negara baru yang ni cikgu tak ada. So dalam nota anda muka surat 6, kemunculan negara baru, keruntuhan Austria-Hungary telah membawa kepada negara apa? Austria-Hungary lagi, Czechoslovakia dan juga Yugoslavia. Nah, kemudian keruntuhan Rusia. Nah, bila Rusia jatuh, kita ada Poland, Estonia, Latvia dan juga Lithuania. Kemudian kita ada kejatuhan Empire Ottomania, kita ada Lebanon, Syria dan juga Iraq. Denisha supposed to come today. Where is she?
She told me she's very long.
Where is Denisha? I didn't see Denisha
She
here.
said taxi.
I'm going to kill her.
Teacher, please.
Okay. Right, can understand? Okay, boleh. So apa yang kita belajar daripada sini, pembentukan negara baru. So negara baru, you pilih yang ini. You ambil Russia, kita ada Latvia dan Lithuania. Turki Ottomania, kita ada Lebanon dan juga Syria. And then Austria-Hungary, kita ada Austria and Hungary. Tolong tulis, bila mau tulis? Saya akan patahkan tangan orang kalau tak tulis. You still draw. Give me a news.
When is it? I drop a hand.
I don't know, she secretly draw. Oh, you don't know Mr. Bansubramanian, huh? He's a very famous man.
Yeah, apparently, actually what happened was he was playing God. And then what happened was, since he was a fresh, since he had fresh, so he had a fall, and he his head.
Oh,
And he get
it's a big move already.
yeah, 80 plus years. But the time he passed away, you can't discuss it. You couldn't discuss it.
Mr. John Sini, his Guru Basa, is actually my BN teacher.
Did you study in Pastor as well?
No, I'm sweet with this. But my tuition was Mr. John Sini. It's a BN teacher. Nice man. Mr. John Sini is a very nice man. Nobody's scared of him. Hey, Hari, you scared of your Guru Basa? Hari, hey, you?
Yes, sir.
You scared of your Guru Basa?
A bit only, sir.
Oh, really? It's a very fun person, right?
Yes, sir.
He used to be my BM teacher, yeah. When I was studying, I take BM from him. He was a BM teacher. So that when was his Ipoh lah. Okay, now, so yang ini faham? Done? Alright, so we go to the final one. What was the impact kepada negara kita? So just now I told you, right? Logan, remember or not what I told you?
Oh,
A lot does that. What happened?
They had to tanda tangi mengakui
Hmm.
ketuhanan daripada British.
Yes, correct. Then they also menunjukkan taat setia kepada British. Okay, now bagi menyekat kebangkitan, orang Melayu diminta menandatangani pengisytiharan perang yang menyokong dan memberikan taat setia kepada British. Pelbagai undang-undang berkaitan dengan perang diluluskan oleh pentadbiran British. And then kuasa Pesuruhjaya Tinggi British meletakkan negeri-negeri Melayu di bawah undang-undang tentera jika keadaan memerlukan. Can you understand? And also memanipulasi ekonomi, kemakmuran ekonomi dimanipulasi oleh British untuk membiayai operasi British, iaitu operasi peperangan. Right, so cikgu ulang balik. Now, bagi menyekat kebangkitan orang Melayu, why mereka kena sekat kebangkitan orang Melayu? Just now I told you. Why? Because orang Melayu menyokong siapa? Turki Uthmaniyah. So Raja-Raja Melayu menandatangani perjanjian ataupun isytiharan perang yang menyokong dan memberi taat setia kepada British. And pelbagai undang-undang diluluskan. Okay, undang-undang berkaitan dengan perang diluluskan, memperuntukkan kuasa kepada Pesuruhjaya Tinggi British untuk meletakkan negeri Melayu di bawah undang-undang tentera jika diperlukan. Boleh faham saya? And then kemakmuran ekonomi juga dimanipulasi oleh British untuk kepentingan operasi mereka. Rafi, fahamkah? Mana itu budak?
Faham, teacher.
Faham? So ini yang kita buat tentang kesan terhadap negara kita. So mereka telah diminta menandatangani pengisytiharan perang yang menyokong dan memberi taat setia kepada British. Undang-undang berkaitan dengan perang diluluskan. Kuasa Pesuruhjaya Tinggi British untuk meletakkan negeri Melayu di bawah undang-undang tentera jika diperlukan. Dan kemakmuran ekonomi dimanipulasi oleh British untuk membiayai operasi mereka. Logan dan very fast you're writing English.
Guarantee kan guarantee.
I will read. Hey,
What I think? What I
can you understand?
I think.
You cannot explain. I will kill you. Okay, now kemudian kita tengok yang berikutnya. Is done right? Now, okay. Yang ini Perang Dunia Pertama memberi iktibar kepada kita tentang apa? Kepentingan dan juga keamanan dunia. Namun perdamaian yang dicapai hanyalah bersifat sementara. You know why? 20 tahun selepas itu Perang Dunia Kedua tercetus. Bila Perang Dunia Kedua tercetus? Who knows? 1939 until okay. Can? Boleh faham? Okay. Any question? World War I. Online, ada apa-apa soalan? Rafi, Mishan. Mishan is very
No,
clear.
teacher.
Right, Mishan? Ada apa-apa soalan?
No, teacher.
Really faham?
Yep.
And next week you come here, you tak faham, saya ketuk kepala hang. Okay, now kita lihat kepada Perang Dunia Kedua. Now, Perang Dunia Kedua, kita tengok kat sini, dia dikatakan tertumpu di dua kawasan. Correct or not? Tertumpu di mana? Eropah, lagi satu kat mana? Okay, Eropah ni, okay, it's actually melibatkan dua kuasa. Who are they? Siapa yang mereka berperang? British sedang berperang dengan siapa? Amerika. I see that side. Then I will look at everybody and comment more. Okay. Alright. Now, so perang kita ini dikatakan beroperasi di dua tempat. Satu di Eropah, lagi satu adalah Asia Pacific. Now, who involved in the wars? Huh? British lagi? Amerika lagi? Perancis lagi? Jepun, I don't get that word. 2 J's. Oh, Jepun. The 2 J's is the monsters who actually started the war. Perang untuk menentang di Eropah was German. Perang untuk menentang di Asia Pasifik adalah Jepun. Can you understand? So dia tercetus di dua area. Okay, just now I told you about perjanjian Versailles, correct or not? Apa kita belajar perjanjian Versailles? Chin. Apa Jerman perlu buat? Apa Jerman perlu buat sayang? Tengok perjanjian Versailles. Rafi, apa Jerman perlu buat sayang?
German.
Apa Jerman perlu buat? Semua tadi. Mishan, apa Jerman perlu buat? Jerman perlu bayar pampasan. Dia kena kecilkan dia punya tentera. Dia kena lepaskan tanah jajahan. They were agreed because the Sifu said, I will bantu you. Correct or not? Who was the Sifu? Amerika. Tetapi after perjanjian Versailles ditandatangani pada 1918. Correct or not? After 2 years, the Great Depression started. Depression artinya kemelisitan ekonomi dunia. The Great Depression they call it. 1920s until 1930s. So bila ekonomi dunia runtuh, ini menyebabkan Amerika tak ada duit. Boleh tak Amerika pinjam duit? Tak boleh. So dalam masa ini dia tak boleh pinjam duit kepada Jerman, tetapi Jerman terpaksa bayar hutang kepada negara-negara yang telah dijanji. Can they pay or not? Cannot. So to divert this, mereka memperbesarkan angkatan tentera, mereka luaskan tanah jajahan. Can you understand? Right. So bila pada masa ini 1930s, German was taken by kita punya Nazi. Nazi was under Hitler, and Hitler got this one, they call it the Nazism. Nazism ini adalah untuk menjadikan bangsa Jerman adalah bangsa yang unggul. So all the people, because why German was really hit by the depression, okay, the economy depression lah. So pada masa itu apa berlaku, rakyat Jerman banyak menganggur dan banyak mati. So change people mentality from this, he make it them as a military people. That's why who change them, manipulate them menjadi mereka sebagai siapa yang survive better, normal civilian or tentera? Tentera. So he changed all of them to become military, to be more mindly, strong. Okay, even they were injected with a certain kind of injection. Do you all know that? For them to tidak tidur, untuk selama 1 minggu, 2 minggu dan sebagainya, to go for war. That kind of mentality. Alright. So pada masa inilah Hitler and Tojo menjadi close friend. Tojo is Japan. Hitler sent his professional people to give technology and kepakaran untuk membina kapal di Japan. Can you understand? That's why you see German, all the Europe people, when one day before mereka hantam Pearl Harbor, mereka bomkan Pearl Harbor, the letter was sent to America, telling that tomorrow Japan is going to serang Pearl Harbor. Tapi
German sent America. Why?
they just want to tell that people are coming to hit you. But you know what happened? America never bothered, because for America, The small fella, a tiny fella, he cannot do anything. But that fella lupa that German is the one training them. So they got the kapal yang dikenal sebagai zero fighters. Okay, the zero fighters, some of the kapal, si kapal pergi jatuh satu tempat, human akan pergi jatuh satu tempat. Okay, because they are the suicide bombers. Okay, that kind of mentality Japan people, same like German, they also berani mati untuk negara. So this is how berlakunya perang dunia kedua. Okay, now terus daripada 1939 hingga 1945 berlaku dua medan tempur iaitu Eropah dan juga Asia Pasifik. Perang di Eropah tertumpu di negara Eropah dan utara Afrika, manakala di Asia Pasifik tertumpu di tanah besar Asia dan juga kepulauan Asia Tenggara, melibatkan dua kuasa iaitu kuasa paksi dan kuasa bersekutu. So tengok paksi siapa? JIJ. Siapa JIJ? Jepun, Italy dan Jerman. Italy was very angry because even though mereka join dengan Pakatan Bertiga, mereka hilang tanah jajahan. So that's why now they don't want to join dengan Pakatan Bertiga. And then kuasa bersekutu. Siapa kita ada kuasa bersekutu? Britain, Amerika Syarikat, Perancis dan Rusia. Boleh faham? Can? Alright. Sudahkah? Alright. What page is it? Alright. So anda boleh nampak yang ini. Nah, faktor perang yang pertama, what is the Amma? On off the telephone. Okay. Faktor perang yang pertama, kemunculan ideologi baru. Okay, kita ada kemunculan ideologi baru, that is fascism dan juga Nazism, right? Fascism kat mana? Italy di bawah Benito Mussolini. Nazism di bawah Nazi, di bawah Hitler. Can you understand? Okay, then ketidakpuasan perjanjian Versailles. Why? Memperbesarkan tentera tak boleh, tanah jajahan dilepaskan, perlu membayar pampasan siapa? German was not happy, Italy also not happy. Because dia juga terpaksa melepaskan banyak tanah jajahan.
Italy because they started with German.
Okay, and then kegagalan Liga Bangsa-Bangsa. What is Liga Bangsa-Bangsa? United Nations. Now, those time the name was League of Nations. That is Liga Bangsa-Bangsa. Okay, Liga Bangsa-Bangsa. What was the purpose of Liga Bangsa-Bangsa, Logan? What was the purpose of Liga Bangsa-Bangsa? And also menjaga keamanan dunia. Tetapi dia berjaya ke membawa kepada keamanan dunia? Tak ada. Dia telah membawa kepada World War II. So ini menunjukkan dia gagal. Correct or not? So bila dia gagal lah, mereka tukar Liga Bangsa-Bangsa, kemudian mereka perkenalkan PBB. Alright, boleh? Okay, kita tengok yang berikutnya. Okay, this one done right. Okay, I think this is done. Okay, now the first one anda boleh lihat. Alright. Can see anak saya? Can, Nah, kemunculan ideologi baru. Nah, bagi mengelakkan masalah yang wujud akibat daripada kemelesetan ekonomi, penduduk Itali dan Jerman mengadakan gerakan politik yang lebih radikal. Right? So siapa dengan siapa? Jerman dan juga Itali. Gerakan ini dipimpin fahaman melampau seperti fascism under siapa? Benito Mussolini di Itali dan juga Nazism di bawah Hitler untuk Jerman. Nah, apakah fahaman mereka? So kita lihat fascism and also kita lihat Nazism. Nah, fascism Itali dipimpin oleh Benito Mussolini. Parti fasis berjaya menguasai Itali pada 1922. And then fasis memberi keutamaan kepada kepentingan negara melebihi kepentingan individu. And then para nasionalis melampau termasuk berperang bagi meningkatkan imej negara, and Itali telah meluaskan tanah jajahan dengan menguasai Habsha atau Ethiopia dan juga Albania bagi memulihkan imej. Kemudian kita ada Nazism. Nah, siapa Nazism? Jerman. Okay, Nazism, gerakan Nazism di bawah pimpinan Adolf Hitler, partinya Nazi. So this is 1922, this is 1933. Okay? Okay, right. So parti Nazi berjaya membentuk kerajaan Jerman, and Nazi telah mengagung-agungkan bangsa Jerman. And Hitler berusaha untuk memulihkan nasionalisme Jerman dengan mengetepikan perjanjian Versailles. Apa yang dia buat? Dia telah membina angkatan tentera semula dan menduduki Rhineland semula, wilayahnya kehilangan melalui perjanjian Versailles. Can understand? Boleh faham? So kita lihat, kita ada ideologi baru. Apa nama ideologi baru? Fascism dan Nazism. Ia adalah lebih kepada apa sayang? Gerakan politik yang radikal. So fascism under Italy dan Nazism di bawah Jerman. Okay, fascism ini di bawah siapa? Benito Mussolini, and parti fasis berjaya menguasai pada 1922. And fascism memberi keutamaan kepada kepentingan negara berbanding kepentingan individu, and mereka ada nasionalisme melampau. Mereka berperang untuk meningkatkan imej. So mereka menguasai Habsha dan juga Albania. Kemudian Nazism. Nazism di bawah Adolf Hitler dengan partinya Nazi membentuk kerajaan pada 1933. Yang ini mengagungkan bangsa Jerman, dan beliau juga ingin memulihkan nasionalisme dengan mengetepikan perjanjian Versailles. So apa dia buat? Dia membina angkatan tentera dan menduduki pulau Rhine Island semula untuk yang hilang semasa perjanjian Versailles. Boleh faham tak? Betul lah? Okay, now your job here. Mana ni? Yes. So here. Kemelesetan ekonomi membawa kepada gerakan yang lebih radikal, fascism di Italy dan Nazism di Jerman. Kemudian fascism Benito Mussolini 1933, kepentingan negara melebihi kepentingan individu. So mereka ada nasionalisme melampau termasuk berperang menguasai Ethiopia dan juga Albania. Untuk Nazism di bawah Hitler dengan partinya Nazi 1933, mereka mengagungkan bangsa Jerman. Mereka mengetepikan perjanjian Versailles, membina angkatan tentera semula dan menduduki Rhineland semula.
Jika fascism dia, what is the keutamaan pada kepentingan negara dan negara?
That means they for them country is the best, like Japan lah. You see Japan, right? They are fascism. They follow fascism. They don't use it. Huh? Yes, until now. Mereka sampai sekarang mereka mengagungkan maharaja dan juga mereka punya orang tua. You see Japan, do you know right? Japan dia ada raja ke tak ada? Ada. Until today raja dia ada The sad thing is Raja dia tak ada anak perempuan. So they were trying for a long time untuk dapatkan anak lelaki, tapi satu aja anak perempuan dia. And dia punya family macam ni. Kalau diorang sudah berkahwin dengan orang biasa, you akan kehilangan segala harta yang you ada. So there are few permaisuri sebelum ini pernah buat and they lost everything. So the current one, herself also like that. One, she jatuh cinta dengan this one, she have to let go that. And now, they tak nak permaisuri, the girl, the princess menjadi perdana maharani yang baru.
Because she with someone.
I know that she already left him. She cannot do anything. Now they want the lucky only. The Prime Minister of Japan don't want her to be the queen. So they got so much of political in Japan, so many things. The Prime Minister is telling the father is getting old. So the father was thinking to surrender the power to the daughter. But the Prime Minister say cannot. We follow our old tradition, mesti ada anak lelaki. Dia sudah tua, macam mana ada anak lelaki? Cannot do anything. So there are so many political there because kalau tak, Japan will be taken over again. So that's why they're very scared now. Logan laughed. He was trying and trying and trying until he want to have a girl. That's why the elder son is so old compared to the younger girl. Guys, no, this stupid mentality. So, not everybody, but some Indians are still like that. My brother until today said, I want a boy. I said, oh la, nowadays where got boys take care of that kind of thing. Only girls. Sorry, no, wait. Hey, how's your sister?
Okay.
What she's doing?
Nothing. She's sitting at home.
Please ask her to go to work.
Yeah, she's gonna start, I think, at my dad's company.
Very good.
Uh,
Ask her to go. I'm telling you all, it's go.
She's gonna go data entry.
Oh, your father is doing data entry.
No. In my house company, she's doing data entry.
Your father's company is what lah? Okay, never mind lah. At least she got something. No, cannot, you must work and then you must occupy your time. If not, nowadays you see the generation are so lazy people. I don't encourage you all stay at home, relax and nothing. Go and find money. Okay, can you all understand so far? Boleh kau sudah tulis kah? Betul? Okay, guys sudah tulis? Guys ada ke tak ada? Saya ada Rafi, Hari. Rafi sudah tulis? Hari sudah tulis?
Yes, sure.
Okay. Rafi sudah sayang? Mishan sudah? Mishan Gautamam? Inilah orang-orang sudah lari.
Already.
Okay, bagus. Okay, so I hope apa yang kita belajar anda boleh faham. So see you all next week. Next week kalau cikgu I start early, I'll let you all know early. Okay, Okay, see you guys. Bye-bye. Okay, and then Happy New Year. Okay, tomorrow is the Indian festival. Happy New Year, guys. I got who? Mishan, Hari, Rafi, selamat. Sudah berbuka kan Rafi? Sudah lari yang budak tu. Rafi. Dah lari lah budak tu. Okay. Okay, guys. See you.
Bye, Cha.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, sayang. Bye-bye. Bye, darling.